let's have a look at some of the competitors here. Then I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. So the problem with all the other competitors when it comes to SUV coupes is the front end. This video we're going to talk about the Porsche Cayenne Turbo GT. It's a fantastic SUV. I think it's the best looking coupe SUV out there, and I'm going to show you exactly why first of all, and then I'm going to redesign it or retro design it and add some styling features from the Porsche 993 and apply it onto the Cayenne Turbo GT here and kind of turn it into an old school Porsche Cayenne Turbo GT, as if it could have been built in the 1990s. The twin turbocharged V8 powered 2022 Cayenne Coupe GT will arrive in the US next year, starting at $182,150. The V8 under the hood is the most powerful Porsche has ever produced. The twin turbocharged beast produces 631 horsepower and 626 pound-feet of torque, which is 90 horsepower and 56 pound-feet more than the standard turbo coupe. This results in a crazy 0 to 60 time in just 3.1 seconds, which is just nuts for an internal combustion engine, let alone an SUV. As we all know, if you have any sort of performance vehicle, you put it to the test at Nürburgring, and that's the case with the Cayenne Turbo GT here as well. And it set the Nordschleife SUV record by lapping the 12.9 mile course in 7 minutes 38.9 seconds, beating the Lamborghini Urus by 9 seconds, which is pretty incredible. It's only available as a coupe model, and you can order one right now for, as I said, $182,000, and you can expect to be driving it early 2022. So let's jump into Photoshop here, and I want to show you just why I think the Cayenne Turbo GT is the only SUV that works as a coupe. It's very simple actually when you break it down like this, and I'm going to show you why right now. So let's have a look at the side view here. I think the Cayenne coupe in general, or the Turbo as well, they work as coupes just because of the heritage of the design of Porsche in general. We're so used to seeing Porsche in these graphics as coupes. We're not used to seeing them as anything else up until the first Cayenne came out in 2003, I believe it was, when they started making the regular SUV, and that looked super weird when it first came out because it was so hammered in the design language of Porsche into what we're used to seeing. So I think the regular SUV when it comes to Porsches actually looks a lot weirder than the coupe. In the coupe here, it feels natural to have this line going up from the rear end, since we have the rear-engined Porsches usually engine back here, and you have this sloping roofline on every single Porsche since the beginning of time. Let's have a look at some of the competitors here, then I'm going to show you exactly what I mean. So the problem with all the other competitors when it comes to SUV coupes is the front end. The front end looks super heavy. It looks like it doesn't fit the rest of the body and the design, or the rear end doesn't match with the front. And this is a simple explanation why this is, because if you look at this front view right here, this is a front view from a standard BMW SUV, the X3 or the X5, or a mix between them. You have the X6 here, or the X7 as well. So you have a very up front, vertical front end here. It's not sporty at all. You don't have the headlights, for example, stretching back something like this onto the hood here and creating some sporty feeling to this design. You have a very vertical front end right here. So this front end then looks super heavy if you're going to combine it with this type of roofline right here. You have the mass in the front here lacks in the rear, so it creates it's a very unbalanced design, these coupe SUVs, and that's the reason why I'm not a fan of them design wise. I know they're selling like crazy. People think it's cool to have an SUV and a coupe at the same time, but to me it's like putting these on the Nürburgring track is like creating a brand new Olympic event. Let's say you have power lifters, and then you have power lifters 100-meter sprints. It doesn't matter what type of technology or tools you have available to you, the power lifter at a 100-meter sprint is always going to be slower than the 100-meter sprinter that's designed to go as quickly as possible in 100 meters. It's like combining two completely separate categories, and when you do that, you try to be the best in both. You became great at absolutely nothing instead, except for sales numbers, I guess. So let's have a look at another example here, and the same thing here with the Atlas. I think this is called the Atlas Cross or something like that. Problem here, same thing here. You have the regular Atlas front end, super beefy, heavy, colossal front end. It's almost like a box here. Goes all the way back here. And then you have this tiny greenhouse that's even shorter or cut off here by removing the height of this and creating a proper box right here as well. And it creates this front heavy look here as well. But the top of the line when it comes to, in my opinion, badly designed SUV coupe is the GLE. This just looks like it's about to fall over forward because of the weight that you have in the front end of this car. It looks so beefy up here in the front, and it looks so weak back here. These two volumes or proportions just don't work well together. However, I've said this before as well, the GLE, the proper SUV, looks absolutely fantastic. And I think the GLE is the best example where you have an SUV that looks absolutely amazing, fantastic, one of the best looking SUVs in my opinion right now on the roads. When you mess around with the proportions like this, you can turn it 180 degrees and it becomes one of the worst looking SUVs. So let's have a look at the rear view. What's the problem here? So here we have the X6, and it looks like someone has just stomped their foot onto this and just smashed this, so they flattened this portion of the car, and it just doesn't look natural to the overall design of the car. And you have the same thing looking at the GLE here. The rear of the GLE, it's not a bad looking car from here, but then when you have the front view and the graphics in the front and you tilt it a 3/4 front view, then that's where everything goes to crap. You have the same thing right here, very small, huge taillights, and a super small area up here that's had a way too much of an angle to it, and to me it just doesn't work. So let's go back to the front view of the actually beautiful Cayenne Turbo GT here, now that I've compared it to the others that I just showed you. So why this works is very, very simple. You have a sporty front end right here. This is a front end of a sports car. This is not a front end of any existing SUV out there. This is a Porsche sporty front end. You have the headlights up here on the fenders. You have these beautiful fenders here as well, and this hood that bulges like this. It's a beautifully designed sculptured hood right here, and all of this works well with the rear end here, because this is already a sleek, nimble, almost athletic front end with these lines here, with these dipping down here. You have, it doesn't have this vertical mass to it right here in the front like we have on the other SUV coupes, and that's why the Cayenne Turbo GT here works a lot better than every other SUV coupe out there. I think this actually is, as I said, is better as a coupe than it is as the regular Cayenne. I would love to have this as a coupe. If I had an SUV, if I was in the market for a Cayenne, I would get the coupe version of it. And this Turbo GT is just insane. I mean, as I said, it's like a powerlifter sprinting, signing up to sprint a 100-meter race. You still have the physics working against you, but it's still a cool accomplishment from Porsche. And what I want to do here is to turn this into a redesign or retro design inspired by the last air-cooled Porsche, the 993, one of my favorite Porsches of all time. I think it would be interesting to see the front view here with the 992 graphics added to it. I've done it before, but I wasn't really happy with the result of that. Change the mirrors, change of course the entire front end, and have this graphic here resemble the graphic of the 992. So we have the air intake something like this instead. And also the headlights, of course, going to change. Wheels change. A lot of changes going on here, so let's see how this is going to turn out. Alright, so there we go. We're in Photoshop, the only app that I use for these redesigns. And first of all, let me tell you just how much I love these wheels. I think these bronze wheels and the design of them, they suit this car perfectly. And I think they work well with the body color as well and the design of the overall car here. Now, let's talk about the crazy Cayenne Coupe GT here. It will arrive here in the US next year in 2022, and it will start at $182,150, which is pretty expensive. It's up there, but at the same time, you get a lot of mass and power and car capability for that money. It's the most powerful V8 has ever put in a production vehicle. And I mean, 0 to 60 in one of these, 3.1 seconds. It's just nuts to think about that this small house here can go 0 to 60 in 3.1 seconds. It's just kind of nuts to think about. And I think it's interesting how companies now are trying to make SUVs into sports cars. So it's you still have physics working against you when you do stuff like this, but at the same time, I think if there is one company that could actually pull this off, I think it's Porsche. It's just in their DNA to not only have the performance ready, but at the same time have the design ready as well. It looks like it's a natural design when you look at this Cayenne GT. Not just the GT, but the Cayenne Coupe in general. I think it looks more natural to have it in a coupe shape than if you had it in a regular SUV. And as I said, if I was buying this car, I would go with the GT for the Cayenne, because I think it looks like a Porsche more than, and it looks like a sports car more than any other SUV coupes out there. This actually works as an SUV coupe, and I think that has to do with the design DNA of Porsche going back to the 60s with the 911 and so on. This sloping roofline, just adding 4 doors onto that. They did have some problems with it in the beginning with the first generation Panamera and the first generation Cayenne. They just looked so off, like Porsche had no idea how they were gonna solve the problem that they needed to get in a sedan and an SUV onto the market. But over time, the current generations, they actually look really, really good in my opinion. Redesign is done. I think it turned out super cool here. It kind of looks almost a little cute. And the weird thing is, as long as you have this line right here, as long as you have this roof line on any Porsche, it doesn't matter what type of proportions it is or what format it is, it seems like as long as you keep this line right here, you can have whatever type of SUV, sedan. The new Panamera, I think, looks 100 times better than the first version of the Panamera. Same with the Cayenne. I think the Cayenne looks 10 times better than the first version of the Cayenne. And I think this would work as well. It looks like it could be a Porsche Cayenne from the early 90s or whatever the 993 was out, from 296, I believe. And it looks cool. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed it. I will see you in the next video.